I have seen quite a number of people who are saving so heavily in order to generate money to be able to start up a bigger business. But the truth of the matter is, have you established a business before? In today's video, I'm going to educate you on the kind of things you need to do. You need to start small before thinking about big. So without wasting my time, let's go straight to the point. Most people think that entrepreneurship is an easy thing. Most people dreamt of becoming big men and the women in the country, just as Alibaba, Bill Gates, Dangote, Kwame Despite, and the rest. It is all good. It's good to have that mental picture of you dreaming big so that you become big one day. Are you getting it? But the question is, what have you planned to do? Most people are saving monies elsewhere, organizing themselves, raising the money later on, and then coming into the job field or the entrepreneurship field to embark on any business project. But the truth of the matter is, they have never and ever established a business before. My dear, if you know you have never and ever established a small business before, don't try it by picking that huge sum of money and then bringing it into the entrepreneurship field. Why am I saying this? I know I'm going to get a lot of critics by saying this, but the truth of the matter is, when it comes to entrepreneurship, you need to be, one way or the other, have experienced entrepreneurship before. Maybe if you want to open a bigger industry, or let's say a factory, and you have never and ever started a small business before, then I would advise you to put a hold, take a portion of that money that you have over there, and then start up something small. If you are able to stand, or if you are able to endure, or if you are able to make it in that small business, then there is a need for you to also think of you now investing into the bigger business. You see, establishing a bigger business is very good, because at the end of the day, the bigger your business is, then one way or the other, the bigger your profits. Are you getting it? The smaller your business is, one way or the other, then the smaller your profits. But in this sense, if you are dreaming of becoming an entrepreneur, please try as much as possible that you have experienced entrepreneurship before. And the entrepreneurship is more or less like the process of you starting up a business. Are you getting it? You need to be in that process. You need to learn more about the process, how things are done. Are you getting it? In the job field. Because if you don't know this, or perhaps you have never and never managed a small business before, and then you are thinking of boom, getting a bigger money and then establishing a bigger business, then you are going to fail alongside the way. Listen, when it comes to small business, or before you think of even opening a bigger business, ask yourself, have you established a small business before and then failed? The second thing that you need to also ask yourself that, do I have the confidence to be able to stand firm whilst crises come, even in the small business? And the third thing that you need to also ask yourself is, do I really have passion for this business that I am embarking on? If you have these three things at hand, if you have become an entrepreneur before and then you have failed, then it's a good thing. If you have the confidence to understand that things that people think you can't do, you have the confidence in yourself that you can do it, and you have tried some before and it worked out for you, then it means that you are good to go. And then the last thing is that, do you really have passion for the kind of businesses that you establish? If you have these three things at hand, then it means that one way or the other, if you are able to establish a bigger business, then there is a certainty that you are going to make it at the end. But if you have never and ever tried a small business before, don't you ever and ever think of establishing a bigger business. Because in establishing a smaller business, there are so many things that you may go through. There are so many crises that you may go through. There are so many challenges that you may go through. You are going to fall or fail many times. Are you getting it? And you are going to stand up many times because of the confidence and then the love or the passion that you have for that particular small business. So if you're able to succeed over there, then you moving to the bigger business is going to be easier for you, because at that time you would have been able to generate some amount of practice, some amount of training on the grounds. Are you getting it? On how to handle people, on how to communicate with customers, on how to sell your product. Whenever crisis come, on how you go about things, on how you solve problems, on how you collaborate with your team and then forge forward in your business. You need to have the mentality and an idea about all these things before thinking of establishing a bigger business. If you fail to do this and then you have the money there, You save, as I've been saying in my previous video, that if you really want to make it or come to the entrepreneur field, you need to have money set aside. You need to save enough so that you come. I know people are doing that, and it's a good thing. But before you come, ask yourself, have I even established a smaller business before? If you have been able to establish a smaller business and then it worked out, then you are going to apply on that same principle on the bigger business. Perhaps you are going to learn an additional skills, an additional knowledge to the business field that you are entering again, and that is going to help you expand your scope or your ideas when it comes to the job field. But if you fail to do this thing and then you say that you are going or you are embarking on this project by hook or crook and then you are there, you are going to fail, my brother. So let me sound this warning and education to you, and try as much as possible. If you think you want to establish a bigger business and you have never and ever started a business before, please take your time, establish a small business and see how things are going to run. Are you getting it? If you're able to get that little guidance and the rest, then it means that as you are coming into the bigger field, you'll be able to do justice to it. Are you getting it? So establish a smaller business. So if you're able to establish that small business, look at the possible things that are going to happen to you in the business. Is the business going to stand or fail? If it's able to fail, don't worry. Try as much as possible to establish a different one, because you are training yourself before coming to embrace the bigger business ahead of you. So never and ever be in a haste and then at once by force open a bigger business. You don't do that. Try or start with the smaller businesses that you know and that you can do very well before thinking of the bigger business that you want to embark on. On this note, I say a big thank you. Please, if this education was so helpful to you, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like and then share my videos. I love you all until I meet you another time in my next video. Bye-bye.